You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
What's happening right now in Syria is not just another flare-up in a long, troubled region. It's a deepening crisis with serious geopolitical implications, especially as Israel intensifies military action under the banner of protecting the Druze minority. In the southern Syrian city of Suwaida, violent clashes erupted this past week between Druze militias and Bedouin tribes, leaving at least 30 people dead and dozens wounded. This conflict spiraled quickly, prompting Syrian military intervention and, in turn, sparking Israeli airstrikes against Syrian government forces. So why is Israel involved? It comes down to the Druze, an ethnic and religious minority, with deep cultural and familial ties to the Druze community in Israel. Israel, particularly under Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has framed its strikes as a moral duty to shield this group. With roughly 130,000 Druze citizens living in Israel, and many serving in the military or government positions, the country sees their kin in Syria not just as distant cousins, but as a shared community worth defending, militarily if necessary. But this is also about control. Since the fall of the Assad regime in December 2024, Syria has been governed by President Ahmed al-Sharaa, a former jihadist turned statesman who's trying to unify the country by integrating all armed groups. The Druze, however, refuse to disarm, fearing marginalization and persecution. They've expressed distrust in al-Sharaa's Islamist-leaning government and rejected calls to merge their militias with national forces. Their suspicions intensified after pro-government Islamist factions joined the fighting in Suwaida, escalating fears of a targeted campaign. Israel, wary of both Iranian and jihadist influence so close to its border, has taken a hardline stance. Its military bombed not only Syrian convoys near Suwaida, but also targeted government facilities in Damascus. An unmistakable warning that any threat to the Druze will be met with force. While the United States has asked Israel to pause its strikes, Israel has made it clear that unless Syrian forces withdraw from Druze areas, military actions will continue and intensify. At the core of this crisis is the question of identity and allegiance. The Druze in Syria find themselves caught between a new authoritarian government demanding loyalty and a foreign protector in Israel with a vested interest in their fate. Meanwhile, the broader region watches closely. There's talk of Syria eventually joining the Abraham Accords, which could normalize relations with Israel. But how can peace be negotiated while bombs are still falling? The situation is volatile and complex, blending ethnic loyalty, historical mistrust, and strategic calculation. The Israeli strikes may be framed as protection, but they are also a clear signal to the new Syrian regime. Israel will not tolerate a hostile buildup near its border, nor will it stand by while its Druze allies are threatened. Whether this leads to a diplomatic breakthrough or further bloodshed remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: what's unfolding in southern Syria is no longer just Syria's problem. It's a regional fault line, and it's cracking fast. Stay subscribed for more videos.